What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and today is my evaluation of what I feel is the thrower of thrower, the slanger of slanger, the passing god, Michael Penix Jr. I know for a lot of y'all seen my show pretty often where I sit up here and I've talked about Michael Penix over and over and over again. I talked about how amazing of a player he is, how amazing of a quarterback he is, but he does have his flaws. But understand this, his flaws is very minimal in comparison to his actual skills. So I'm going to start with the pros with Michael Penix Jr. First pro. This guy is insanely accurate on the deep pass. I mean, you're talking about a guy who throws the ball with the level of accuracy that you rarely see in college football. Yeah, I understand he's been in college for a while, but the fact that even with him being that, the fact that he's honed his skills this well, when you're talking about in comparison to other quarterbacks that's in this current draft that are going to be the exact same age as him and have actually almost been in college just almost as long as he has, you're talking about a guy who's really developed a lot of his really NFL level skills that he's going to need at the next level. So again, insanely accurate passing, throwing the deep ball. Next is can make all the NFL throws. I mean, there isn't a throw he can't make. I mean, there are a lot of times you sit up there and you watch him make throws. I mean, should it be a back shoulder throw? Should it be into the end zone throw? Should it be just a lofty over the top throw? You know, he's made a lot of throws, and then not only that, his level of accuracy on those throws is just absolutely amazing. Like it's incredible to watch Michael Penix film, and all you can do is just absolutely sit there and watch as your mind is blown at the level of passes and the level of accuracy he has when it comes to throwing these passes. Like I said, I understand that a lot of people who might have only seen the national title game and think that, I didn't see any of this. Prior to that game, we saw a guy who was methodical in throwing the ball and getting the ball to his receivers. So again, like I said, I mean, can make every NFL throw. Very comfortable outside the pocket, which means that once he's outside the pocket, he's still able to make an accurate throw. Should it be him throwing it across his body to the other side of the field or wherever? Not only that, his trajectory, his ability to change his trajectory ranges is actually really amazing. I mean, there were times where you saw him, especially in that Oregon game, where you could see his read was the short route, but for some reason he saw Jalen Polk come open, and instead of throwing it to the short route, threw it to Jalen Polk for a touchdown. So again, those type of things, you can't teach those type of things. Now, he has been in this offense for a long time, but still, you can't teach those type of things. Next is ball velocity. He knows when to throw it. He knows when he has to put some heat behind it. He knows when he has to take heat off of the pass. He knows when he has to arch it a little bit more. He knows when he has to just flatten the pass out to get it there quicker. He understands levels of velocity when it comes to throwing the ball. There are a lot of NFL football quarterbacks that never learn that. Like there's so many quarterbacks in the NFL where they all just throw the ball very hard and that's it. a lot of them fail to understand that you got to have touch at moments as well. Prime example is Sam Howell. Sam Howell didn't understand needing touch at moments, but he just felt the need to throw velocity balls. Michael Penix understands the levels of velocity he needs to throw the ball. He understands when there needs to be touch. He understands when the ball needs to get where he needs to get the ball there and get it there quickly. Again, he had a pass where his tight end Colt, where he ran and ran and ran and ran to the sideline, and then the next thing you know, boom, hit him right there. Threw the ball hard enough so the ball could get so his tight end was the only person who could catch the ball. Not only that, threw it hard enough that his tight end not only caught the ball but scored the touchdown. Pretty amazing stuff, man. I mean, I can't talk more about this guy. Can read defenses very well. Now, again, we go back national title game. Y'all might say, hey, didn't look like he was reading defenses that well. If you watch a lot of the stuff that he missed on, he read the defense very well. He just didn't get the ball there because he was trying to pay attention to the pass rushers coming directly at him. So he kind of lofted the ball a little too far in a couple of those routes. But he reads defenses very well. Like, I mean, you can never see many quarterbacks dissect the defense and is able to not only dissect them very well, but dissect it to a point at where he can make the throw that needs to be made with the defense looking confused on how he figured it out. So again, reads defenses very, very well. Has a very good grasp of the offense he's in. Now, he's been in this offense for a very long time. He was in Indiana, and when he got to Washington, he was in it again. The coach came from Indiana and did it again. So, again, he's been in this offense for a very long time, which means that, this is historically for any NFL quarterback. Most of the top level quarterbacks, or the best of the best when it comes to quarterbacks, they've all been in their systems for a very long time. You very rarely find a guy who's very good and he's been in multiple systems, or he's had to go through multiple coaching staffs. It's very rare that you find a guy that can do that and do it well. But again, with Michael Penix having a grasp of this offense, all he has to do is go to an NFL team that has an offense and keep him in it for some years. And you're talking about even in the Senior Bowl, again, you're talking about 3 days worth of work. Day 2, they were already talking about he was improving, figuring out that offense. Now, here's something I'm going to tell y'all. And this is going to be a little nugget that most of y'all are not paying attention to. The Chicago Bears coaching staff was that offensive group. So understand this. Chicago may be playing everybody when in fact they don't want Caleb Williams. They actually want Michael Penix Jr. So, last but not least, he does have some mobility. It's not that he isn't mobile. It's just that he doesn't like just running. Like, most of the time when he scrambles, it's just to give himself more time to get the ball down the field or get the ball out of his hands into his playmakers. That's one special trait for a guy. You're talking about, when we talk about a quarterback who sits up there and says, no, instead of me making the plays, I'm going to make sure that I get the ball in the hands of the playmakers. And he has done that without any part of feeling like he needs to make a play or he has to rely on himself. He will look for his guys, and he will not play about looking for his guys. And he, like I said, when he scrambles, he gets outside the pocket, he only does it to buy time. If nobody's open, that's when you see his mobility on display, where he'll get open or he'll get down the field or he'll run for a first down. But he won't stay up long. He doesn't take hits. He will not take a hit. So again, those are his pros. His cons. I'm gonna start off with the last one of his pros, because his con kind of runs into that. He has a reluctance to really use his mobility. He's seen, and I think it might be a contributing factor for him, his injury history, but it's not that he's not mobile. It just seems that he's reluctant to be mobile. Like for him, it's almost like, I would rather throw the ball and get the ball to the other guys than for me to go out there and make the play. But he can do it. It's just that he just seems so reluctant to do it. Like almost like, okay, I'll go ahead and do it, but I really don't want to. Hopefully Rome Aduze or Jalen or Michael or somebody will come open, so I don't have to be mobile. I'd rather just get it to them. So he does have a reluctance to being mobile. People say this is a problem, but he has a fidget windup. So it's like he has this whirly, windup. But the thing about it is that even though he has that, it doesn't stop him from getting the ball out of his hands very fast. So again, those are things that people are gonna just kind of nitpick about his windup and everything. Hopefully they don't try to change that in the NFL, because again, he's very effective when it comes to throwing the ball. The last one is the one that I think this is why teams are trying to stay away from him, which to me is like, again, in the NFL where passing is king, you can't pass up the best thrower and passer in this draft. This guy's by far way better than anybody else. So again, this one, it all comes down to this one thing. What is it? Your best ability is availability. And he's had injuries throughout his career. And not only that, we saw him actually go through a season completely healthy through the season and get injured in the national title game. So again, like I said, and I forgot this on the pro side, he is a very good leader. Like his teammates believe in him no matter what goes on. They do not doubt that when he's on the field, there's a chance that they're going to win. So that's his leadership is a very strong trait of his on his pro side. So again, like I said, if you pay attention, he only has like really 3 cons, because at the end of the day, you're talking about a guy who, he's been in college football for a while, but you're talking about a guy that in all reality, if he goes to the right place, this guy is probably the first one to come out the gates that's going to be actually successful. When you think about day one, you could probably start Michael Penix day one. If you see that Michael Penix has a grasp of the offense or whatever offense he's in, he might be the guy for somebody big. And he's one of those guys that I don't even think, unlike Drake May, I don't think he really needs a lot of development. I just think he needs to learn a playbook. And that's pretty much it. Once he has the grasp of the playbook, it's over. I think that this guy becomes a very, very solid player. And I understand that this is like harping a lot of praise and and I know a lot of y'all are like, man, you really, but again, you just, what you see in this guy is more than likely what you're going to get at the next level. And there is no doubt about it. Yeah, I understand people say, well, he didn't face any defenses. Neither did Drake May. If you really want to talk about it, neither did Drake May. Neither did Bo Nix. J.J. McCarthy saw some, but he wasn't really the top guy there. Caleb Williams, again, he didn't. The Pac-12 was a passing division. So again, I just feel that this guy is a very special guy. And I really do think that people are not paying attention to how good this guy really is. So that's my eval of Michael Penix Jr. Y'all tell me what y'all think. For some of y'all who've been watching his film, for some of y'all who've been checking him out, how do y'all feel about Michael Penix Jr.? To me, again, in a league where passing is king, you have to take the guy who's the best passer in this draft. And trust me, I just think that with Michael Penix Jr., you don't find anybody better at throwing the ball than him. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Other than that, this has been your man John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.